Hello, everybody. Welcome along to episode 9 of The Good, the Bad, and the Premiership Rugby preview show. My name is Alex Payne. The Lord is back. Hask protecting his 100% unbeaten record. He is the classic kid who plays one international and will forever be a 100%er, having come away with a win. I don't think we'll ever see him back in this again. What are you munching?
Yeah, it was a chicken chorizo. Orzo, is it orzo? Like the little long sort of pastry type thing. Lovely. Just before I'm going, you know me, I'm always on the bike nowadays. Lockdown biking, so I'm doing that after the show. So I was getting some fuel in.
Right, get the fuel in. Let's not keep you too long from your bike. This, as everyone knows by now, is our weekly accompaniment to the main podcast, which you can get by downloading from wherever it is you do your downloading or watching along here on YouTube. Just tap in the old Good Bad Rugby. This week we were joined by arguably, well, one of the greatest players certainly that I think any of us will ever see, and that is the legend that is Dan Carter. It was really, really intriguing, interesting, fascinating just to have an hour and a half with one of the game's greatest. He gave Richie McCaw the title of the GOAT, but I think in everyone else's opinion, Dan's not too far behind. So have a little listen to that if you haven't already. I would also say that if this is your first foray into our Premiership preview show, welcome. I don't know where you've been, but we canter around a little bit, 20 minutes of Mike and I bumbling our way through the upcoming fixtures and offering a few tips to boot. Normally not all that well. Having said that, I was minutes away from 5 out of 5 last week, and that bloody club Bath went and pulled the whole house down by winning away at Northampton, which sums up how hard it is to get anything right in the Premiership at the moment.
Well, again, if you were watching that game, first half, whatever, you're there. What was it? 19-6 up or something along those lines, 16-9. Or you're like, business as usual. Well done, Payne to the 100% club. And then, bam, this Premiership comes back and bites you on the ass in the way that you just cannot predict it. And this week is no different, by the way. There are every game I looked at, I've gone, which way is this going to go? So there are a lot of those. There aren't any gimmies. I think the only one you might say was a gimme was Worcester Bristol, but who knows?
Even so, I don't know. Welcome, everybody, to the Bitten on the Ass Club. Come on in, the water's lovely. I mean, it's been a wonderful Premiership season, and it's been fascinating just in terms of the roller coaster that unfolds on a weekly basis. Should we get straight into it? Round 12? Kicking off with Leicester, who are at home to London Irish side, who've lost just once since December the 6th, but who sits 7th in the table, 12 points behind leaders Bristol. I've got a funny feeling that London Irish might run out of petrol this week, and I've just got a funny feeling that Leicester at home, just that Steve Borthwick effect is beginning to bubble a little bit, and I think that they might come through in this one. I'm intrigued to know how you're opening your account.
Yeah, I am sort of sat completely where you are. We have liked London Irish in the way that they've been playing, the way that they attack. Their stats were a little bit skew-iffy. The Norse had not taken in for their 2 cancelled games, so their stats came a bit squiffy in the fact that they don't score tries and everything, whereas that's been proved not actually the case. But Leicester at home have been strong of late. Obviously, they lost to Bristol 17-3 last weekend. But I'm sort of leaning that they're going to get the job done. Leicester's ground, very small pitch. Irish like to throw the ball around, not quite as much space out there on the postage stamp as it was known when I was playing. Leicester have been good off their set piece in terms of scoring. So I think Leicester are gonna nick this a home win, but I'm not very confident on it. I'll be honest.
You're not putting the castle on it, that's for sure. So we'll both go with Leicester in game 1. Game 2, 4th against 6th at the AJ Bell. Sale against Newcastle. It's the old Northern Derby. Sharks looking to build on their win over the defending champions last week, which was a good win for them. But Newcastle with a whole heap of stubbornness in their setup at the moment. Again, I'm leaning towards a home win, but not going to stick a lot of chips on it. Can you see an upset, an away win, or are you just going to nibble at Sale?
Yeah, again, we are seeing things the same. So we're either going to be both very happy or sorry, apologising a lot. I agree completely with you. I did think Quins would get the job done at Newcastle last week, and that didn't happen. And tip your cap to Newcastle off the back of a couple cancelled games as well, to hit the ground running against an informed Quins team. Sale, the masters of winning ugly, I think is how you would say it. I was on Richard Wigglesworth's testimonial do. Obviously, Nordhoff Robbins had to cancel the usual amazing gig that they do in London, which always supports a rugby player. When they were fortunate enough they gave it to me. I had Stereophonics singing at my one, met the Stereophonics, hanging out with them, drinking. Wiggy got to do an online Zoom call with a few people and not experience any of the razzmatazz and the night out after. It's normally a late one. I texted him and he sent me a crying face back, but there you go, chin up.
I hosted that one year. I did Nick Easter's one.
Who was singing that?
5, 6 years. It was Little Mix.
Was it?
Yeah, I'd rather come to yours than Little Mix.
It's basically the best gig to get.
It's great
if you're retiring and they're looking to support a retiring player, especially if you've got a testimonial. But Wiggy has just unfortunately walked into an absolute shocker there, a COVID shocker. But I had the game on in the background. Back to why I was watching the Exeter Sale game, and I saw that Exeter were winning. I think it was 13 minutes to go, and I'm like, they're just going to easily eke this out, and I didn't pay attention to the rest of the game. And then actually the call went on for quite a while and had a few beers, and sort of woke up in the morning thinking that I had money on, I had a little tipple on Exeter, and it turns out I'd lost. I was like, how did that work? I just think Sale are going to get it done at home. Again, I could see Newcastle turning up and out nuggeting. It's the battle of the nuggeters.
It is.
It's the most nuggety.
It's so interesting you say Sale are the sort of the masters of winning ugly at the moment. I think Alex Sanderson will broaden that. I don't think he's had the chance to sort of get his DNA fully through the club yet. But it also feels slightly like we're in that ugly part of the season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The attention is obviously and rightly on the Six Nations. It's cold, it's wet.
Yeah.
There's no one in the stadiums. You've got to get through this period. And
battle through the ground, and then the good pitches are coming. The crowds are coming back. Yeah.
Make sure you're in the race when the daffodils bloom, and then off you go again. Okay, we'll both go Sale on that one. Bath against Exeter, game 3, and get well to a friend of the show, Jack Knoll, who's had a bit of a setback in his recovery. We understand he's going to have a bit more time on the sidelines after that toe issue that's kept him out since October. So get well, Jack. Will he be watching Exeter fire it up at the Rec? Or are Bath going to just continue to pull rabbits out of hats when no one's expecting anything from them?
I would say on this, if you looked at it on form at the moment, Exeter are battling. They are battling. They're not the Exeter, the fluent, just dominant, grinding, just beat the air out of the opposition. They are in a scrap at the moment to find inspiration, to find the energy to sort of lift them. Obviously, still got people away. Bath. I mean, they're either wizards or they're whatever the opposite of a wizard is. Which I don't know. What's the bad side?
Or...
They're either Gandalf or the Eye of Sauron.
That's a reader question. What is the opposite of wizard? Toad.
What's the difference between a wizard and a sorcerer? Sorcerer's evil? I'm not sure.
I think sorcerers. Yeah, I'd say wizard is more kind of fantastical, and a sorcerer is more mythical. Hello.
Wow. Wow.
Profound. Anyway, please feel free to leave your views underneath the video.
Do you know what? If I was going to stick my neck out of it, somehow I think Bath are going to get this done.
So I've written Bath as well.
I don't know why I'm saying this but I'm going to, what is it? Are they on 6 on the bounce or 5 on the bounce now?
Something like that. I mean, they've gone from running on 4 flat tyres and suddenly they're in the slipstream of the champions. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to. If it was away, then I would be Exeter all day long. At home, I'm going to go Bath. I'm going to get this in the home.
I think Bath, they're putting a bit more on the ball at the moment than Exeter. And I don't think they necessarily know exactly what it is they're doing and why they're doing it, but they are doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it could be the fact that they are profiting off the back of people being away from other clubs because they're not losing that many. They're not losing that many players. Obviously, actually say that. They've got Falatau, but they seem to have been gelling. They've got quite a good squad, but they seem to have somehow thrived in this period. So no, let's stick to that. I like it. Let's stick to that.
Do you know what I've also chucked out there is if I'm picking my weekly draw, I can see a sort of 26 all at the Rec, but I'm going to go with Bath in my accumulator. Okay. Jesus Christ, we really have. I'd love to know what the odds are on this. Now, Gloucester beat Wasps 40-24 at the end of November. Since then, they've won just once in the league. That was last week against Worcester. Wasps, on the other hand, might be the most unpredictable side since Christmas, wins against Sale, Bath and Exeter, and matched by heavy defeats against Quins, Leicester and Irish. As a result of that, I'm going to go Gloucester Buses, which is that 2 come along at once.
What is going on? We are agreeing all the way through this.
This is really weird. I promise this is not a setup. You're going Gloucester. Do you think they've cracked the code?
I think they seem to have success over Wasps, though, as well. They obviously beat them at home. Whether they figured out how to beat Wasps or whatever, or I don't know, but I've got a feeling that they're going to go there and get the win. Same with you. Whether they've cracked the code after winning last week, I'm not entirely sure. But it only takes sometimes a little chink or a little ray of sunlight to come through on the team, and things can change pretty quickly. And good track, guaranteed. Good running. I think it'll be a good game to watch. Wasps seem to be another one. The the air's going out the tyres, and they're trying to find someone to pump them up, and they haven't got it at the moment.
No, touche. There's very little there that I would disagree with. You just see it so often that a team that is really, really struggling suddenly finds a win, and then suddenly the mojo reignites. And I think Gloucester have got enough quality that sort of muscle memory will kick in very quickly, and I can just see them getting what they need against Wasps. Could be the biggest away banker of this or any season in Game 5. Bottom versus top as Worcester take on Bristol, with the Warriors looking for their first win since the opening round of fixtures. You've gone with?
Yeah, I've stuck with Bristol here.
Yeah, I've gone
to
with
be
Bristol
sure. I don't think we're adding to the odds here. I think we're gonna take the short favourite and stick with that one, aren't we?
Yeah. I think that's about right. I think Worcester sort of, again, they sometimes flatter to deceive. The best headlines around Worcester of late have been about the fact they've signed Willie Hines and Chris Ashton. It's not always about what they're doing on the field. I wonder if that'll change, but I can't see that happening this weekend. So definitely Briz in the ascendancy in that one. And that leads us with arguably the game of the weekend. Third place Quins take on fifth placed Saints. Both teams looking to bounce back from defeat last week. Tuffy. Are we going to go full house?
This is a tough one to call. Obviously, if you said it last week, if they'd have got the win up at Newcastle, you'd say they're flying, but they've had a bit of a dig to the ribs there. Same with Northampton, who are also flying. This is tough. I think Quins have looked good at home, though. They seem to have been in their pomp. So I am probably going to stick with a home win here. I think, last time I bet against, I went against Quins was when Sale went down there, and I thought Sale would do a good job of slowing up their ball. And the next thing you know, they blew Sale away in the first 40 minutes. So I'm not going to show a lack of faith in Quins this time at home. I'm going to stick with them and go, I think they're going to win it. This
is a first for our Premiership preview season. You and I have got a full house, which, just imagine if that comes in. I've gone Quins as well, purely on the home factor. I think they were unlucky last week, Saints. I'm hugely frustrated, and I just think Quins are going to have enough at home. They are so happy at the Stoop. They know it. They love it. They got what it takes. In fact, Alex Dombrandt is our player of the month as well. I just think, him as these tracks firm up, it's a day made for someone like that. So I'm going Quins. So that gives us Leicester, Sale, Bath. Keep an eye on the draw at the Rec. Gloucester, Bristol, Quins. All to win. We're not going to go too near the margins or the handicaps this week. Just a straight 6-gun shootout. And amazingly, we've both drawn the same out of the hat.
Yeah, I think just that Northampton one, tweaking it to get you 50-1 on a team that's also in form. Yes, you'd say Quins were, but you could ultimately see Northampton going down there and getting the job done. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. Play it as you will.
Well done. Good on you. I would say we are going to get back into some rugby next week. We obviously had a bit of a timeout this week. 99%, as I think probably is representative of the reasons for doing that, understood and were, I think fairly supportive of it. One or two didn't quite get the point. Plus ça change. Doesn't that rather sum up the story? Good. So looking forward to doing that. We've actually got a superstar to bring you next week as well, which is going to be a lot of fun. What are you up to this weekend? Cigars on the bike in front of the rugby again? Or have I got anything interesting on this weekend? I got a little gin tasting tonight, which is always nice. Just gets you through the homeschooling week. I'll probably have a celebration on Friday, just probably by myself, because it means the end of homeschooling officially. So I'll definitely do something to celebrate that day. And then actually, I think we're probably a relatively quiet weekend, to be honest. Not many of those left before the chaos We're actually going to give everybody the day off in the tech biz, the day of 22nd of June. So everybody can do whatever they want on the 21st. And 22nd, they can just take some time to recover. I think that is ringed in red.
I've just moved. I obviously do a charity golf day every year, and it was supposed to be in May, and then obviously it still looks like we won't be able to run it in May because we try and make it a good party and make sure everyone has fun. So we've moved it to the 25th of June. Jesus. So we are welcoming everyone back with a bang.
Is that open for business? Are you looking for people to come and play?
Yeah, we're always looking for people to come and play. It's a lovely day. I'd like to say it's the best out there, but some people will argue with that. Yeah.
Good on you, Mike. Enjoy the bike. Mike on the bike. That is it for our Premiership preview show for another week. Hopefully some tips there that might be of use, plenty that won't. Don't forget the main show this week with the ledge that is Mr. Dan Carter. And if you thought one World Cup winning World Player of the Year is enough for you, it's good, bad, and rugby. We've got another on the way next week. Simply put, the best player in world rugby right now is our guest on next week's show. ... See you on Wednesday for that one. And then we'll be back here for some more predictions in 7 days' time. Look after yourselves. Be nice to each other. Spread the positivity. See you soon.